Everyone thinks Gi-hun is the hero, but what if at the end of Season 3 he ends up becoming the frontman after all? In the new trailer for Squid Game Season 3, I have found some major clues that might be hinting at this, and it was because of this one haunting line that really stands out.
Do you still have faith in people?
Now, I know some would think that this is just a random question, but what if it's more than that? What if it's a challenge, a test, and what if this question leads to choosing him as the next frontman? That's what got me thinking. When you look closely at Gi-hun and In-ho's past, you realize they're not so different at all. In the series of Squid Game, these two characters stands out the most, Seong Gi-hun and Hwang In-ho, aka the frontman. Both men have similar background stories. Let me explain. Seong Gi-hun once had a stable job at Dragon Motors for 16 years, a position that provided for his family. However, he was laid off, and he found himself struggling financially. His debts also gotten deeper from gambling and failed business ventures, totaling 410 million won, approximately $350,000. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. Desperate to escape his financial struggles and provide for especially his daughter and mother, Gi-hun accepted an invitation to participate in the Squid Game. He came out victorious, but returned to find out that his mother had passed away, leaving him with a profound sense of loss and guilt. On the other hand, Hwang In-ho was a police officer whose wife was very sick and needed a liver transplant. He then borrowed money from a criminal to pay for the operation, but because of this, he got fired from the police force. With no income and money, In-ho had no choice but to join the Squid Game, hoping to win the huge prize money to save his wife. He won the game and got the money, but when he came back, it was already too late. His wife had passed away before he could use the money to save her. That's the reason why they both have a similar background. They both won the game, but when they came back, they were too late, as the ones they loved the most has died. But here's what makes them both different. Both chose to re-enter the game. Gi-hun returned with the intent to dismantle the system that had caused so much pain. However, In-ho chose to go back to work for Oh Il-nam, the old man who orchestrated the whole thing, and In-ho eventually became the frontman. I mean, after everything that happened, it makes sense why he ended up believing that people are selfish at their core. I mean, imagine going through the hell that is the Squid Game, actually winning it and running home with a giant prize, only to find out you were too late. The person you did it all for, gone. That broke something inside of him. In-ho didn't just lose his wife, he lost his purpose. The game showed him how brutal and desperate people could get when survival is on the line. Players betrayed friends, murdered in cold blood, and stepped on each other just for a shot of money. And the worst part, nobody forced them. The game was fair, remember? They chose to come back. So when Oh Il-nam offered him a role not as a player but as part of the system, In-ho didn't hesitate for long. Why? Because now he wasn't just someone who survived the cruelty of the game. He became someone who understood it, and maybe even started to agree with it. He looked at the world and thought, people are driven by greed. Everyone has a price. They'll sell out their morals the second you dangle the right reward in front of them. And let's be honest, he's not completely wrong. The Squid Game is brutal because it holds up a mirror to the darkest parts of humanity. And In-ho saw the reflection clearly. In-ho isn't just the guy in the black mask telling people when to start the next game. He's a man who gave up on humanity. He thinks the whole operation isn't evil. It's just honest, the way life goes. A brutal game that shows what people are really made of. But Gi-hun, after going through the same hellish game and losing the one person he loved the most, his mom, you'd expect him to break, right? To give up on people the same way In-ho did. But that's the wild thing about Gi-hun. He didn't. Even with all the betrayal, murder, and heartbreak, he still believes in people. Gi-hun didn't walk away from the game rich and detached. He walked away with guilt. That prize money sat untouched for a whole year. Like really untouched. Not even a single one spent. Because deep down, he didn't feel like he won anything. The cost was just too high. That's the difference between him and the rest. Gi-hun doesn't see money as a fix. He sees people as the answer. That's why when he finally meets Il-nam again and hears he twisted justification for the game, Gi-hun doesn't break. Il-nam tells him, do you still have faith in people? And Gi-hun answered, a quiet but solid yes. Even after everything, he still holds on that tiny sliver of hope that maybe people can do better. And you know what? That faith is what sends him back, not to play again, but to end the system, to stop others from going through what he did. It's not just revenge, it's redemption. He wants to prove that you don't need to strip down people to their worst to understand them. Maybe if you offer them help instead of a game to the death, they'll choose compassion over survival. And honestly, that's pretty much the whole point of Season 2. It wasn't just about Gi-hun trying to stop the game. It was also about In-ho trying to prove human nature Gi-hun, that people will always pick greed, violence, and survival over kindness. Like for example, every time they won the game, the majority of the people there would still rather choose to continue the game rather than just splitting the money and go home. And also, in the trailer, Gi-hun asked the guards why they let him live but killed the others. It is because In-ho isn't done with him, and In-ho wants to make Gi-hun lose faith in humanity, as he lost faith in humanity as well. So here's the twist from the trailer. In the last scene of the trailer, we can see Gi-hun wearing a suit to maybe become the next frontman, and also we can hear In-ho asking him if he still has faith in humanity. So let's think about it. In-ho knows they both have lost everything. They both won the game and still came back to nothing. So now he wants to prove a point, that deep down, people are selfish, greedy, broken. He believes there's no such thing as goodness left in them, that the game just reveals who we really are as a human. And what better way to prove that than turning Gi-hun into the next frontman? That's the whole setup of season 2, isn't it? Gi-hun is walking right into a trap, not just a physical one, but a psychological one. In-ho is basically saying, you think you're better than me? You think you can stop this game? Wait until it breaks you too. Every step Gi-hun takes is a test of his faith in people. That's why the line, "Do you still have faith in people?" in the trailer hints so much clues on why Gi-hun might be the next frontman. In-ho's not just asking, he's challenging him. So this is the final conclusion of mine. If Gi-hun does become the next frontman, then that means In-ho wins. It means the pain, the loss, the cruelty of the world finally crushed Gi-hun too. But if Gi-hun refuses, if he finds a way to stop the game and still hold on to his belief in humanity, then Gi-hun wins. He proves that not everyone has to break. That's what makes this conflict so powerful. It's not just about guns and games. It's a battle of philosophies, teaching us as well as viewers watching this to understand more about human nature. And so yeah, it all leads to this. Two men, same pain, same past, but two completely different paths. And that's why season 3 might be the most emotional chapter yet. Also, this would make sense why Lee Jung-jae, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, so... Anywho, when he was in the Jimmy Fallon show, he clicked both yes and no when Jimmy Fallon asked him if he is going to be the next frontman.
Do you become the new frontman? That's the rumor. And are you now in charge of the games? What? Really?
Because I feel like that's the whole point of season 3. It's either Gi-hun still believes in humanity and stops the game, or In-ho wins and Gi-hun becomes the next frontman. Anyways, that's all for today's video, guys. Comment down below if you think Gi-hun will be the next frontman. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't think Gi-hun will become the next frontman. Because in the first place, the reaction is different. Gi-hun came back to stop the game, while In-ho returns to become the frontman. But hey, I don't know the future. And also next week's video is going to be a full recap about season 1 and season 2 in Squid Game, to help you guys understand everything before the grand finale of season 3, so you guys don't have to rewatch season 1 and 2 if you guys don't have the time. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe, or he will shoot me. Help. Please. Please help. Help. Save me. Subscribe. He will shoot me, please. Subscribe, please.